Well, I'm on the farm today and taking a look-see at the Teff grass out here. Measured it the other day in some spots and it was about 20 inches, 18 to 20 inches tall. And it's growing, and I'm concerned about lodging going on. You can see some spots over there and there's one right there. And so what I'm gonna do, I've got the 50-gallon sprayer on the back of the John Deere 5055D, and it sits up, uh, it sits up pretty high for a tractor on this farm. And I'm gonna make my way around the perimeter of that field, all the way around, and just get a little better bird's eye view of this teff grass. And we're gonna cut this stuff. Today's Saturday, May the 27th, and this coming Tuesday, whatever day that is, it is my intent to cut this teff grass hay. And but we got thunderstorms around. We have successfully dodged the heaviest of the heavy that just devastated my teff grass last year. And they're calling for temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. So I'll be cutting hay on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, baling on Friday. And so it's going to be dangerously hot in a lot of ways. And then the other thing is they're not calling for much in the way of wind. Humidity's going to be high. This is probably going to be, even with temperatures in the mid 90s, down in the big city they're saying it's going to be 97 degrees. But even with those hot temperatures, if the humidity's not low enough, I'm not so sure, to what extent it's going to dry out. But I'm hoping that the thunderstorms hold off, and the really heavy stuff, we've gotten some of that north of us, but we had just shy of an inch of rain. It's been kind of stormy off and on for a day or two now. And but let me get on that tractor and we'll make our way around this field and just kind of see what I got going on. So I'm just gonna kind of idle along here. Hopefully you can see or hear me. But you can see right there's a spot that's lodged real bad. And of course last year the teff grass it all went down, and it won't stand back up. So hopefully I can get under that to some extent. Now the grass down here is on my side door side of the barn, and the creek is down there. Last year when I had this in teff, it did terrible, from a yield standpoint before it ever went over. But this year it's the opposite. This end of the field looks better than when I get on the other side of the barn. So I'm kind of driving over some of the teff grass right in here. There's another lodge spot. It's almost like a downward wind. But the reason I can drive right here on the edge of the field with this teff grass is two reasons. One of them is I want to keep a perimeter around this field wide enough for my 12-foot batwing bush hog, and then just to make a lane to drive around the field to start with. So the fact that some teff grass blew over in here, and there's still some debris, like right there's a piece of a root, still some debris in here from where we cleared these fields. And so I'm driving over stuff that I'm going to bush hog anyway, but the other reason is my field and my Teff grass, I'll run over it if I want. Right there's a little spot, and I got some Johnson grass in here, and I got to get a weed wiper for this ground. And I sprayed in here. You can see some of these weeds kind of all curled up, but I didn't do that last year. People say, well, you know, the Teff will choke out everything. Well, the Teff doesn't choke out everything, and once it penetrates the canopy of the Teff, even if it's 6 inches tall, you know, the Teff is not going to outgrow it. But I won't be cutting hay down in this part. This will be bush hog, but it kind of bugs me. I got all this Johnson grass in here, and so I got to get a weed wiper. If you ever watch the channel, I give a shout out here, South Texas Hay. He's got one. He actually runs it on the bucket of a tractor he's got. Now right in here, I had Johnson grass that was coming up. I don't know, it was as tall as the Johnson grass you're seeing out in there. And I came in here and mowed it down flat. But it looks like the Teff grass was in it, but it looks like the Teff grass is coming back. So I'll cut this for hay, even though it's got some Johnson grass in it. There's still a good mixture of Teff. And stuff grows so quickly. So I'm not sure what kind of yield I'm going to get, but I'm going to have 5 kicker racks ready to go, I think. I would prefer not to round bale any of this. If I can get squares out of it, I'll have some decent money in the barn, basically. So right here's where I'm going to kind of leave it. I hope this isn't not too long of a video, but I've got some lodging going on. Looks like wind just like pushed down on some of this, and but it's still looking pretty darn good. And I think you know, if we can hold out 3 days and I can get it cut, then we'll have a shot at a second cutting on here without it just, you know, completely going in the tank. And there's more thunderstorms coming. I'm not sure they're going to be as severe as what had been forecast. I got to look at the weather. But all our efforts, you know, over the next few days will be getting the equipment ready and getting the wagons out here. Thought about cutting this with my Heston 7-foot mower conditioner just because, but this is too important of a hay crop here in a severe drought in Virginia. Even though we're getting a few rain showers, some little damaging thunderstorms, a lot of wind, we're not getting a lot of rain. We're still in severe drought. I think somebody told me the other day we would need like 13 inches, 14 inches of continuous rain in order to break this drought, and that's just not going to happen. And so you know, this Teff grass being an Ethiopian grass, I guess it likes hot, dry weather, and you're going to have a grass in a drought, this is probably it. So I got my fingers crossed. We'll be mowing this with the Massey 1105 and with the Krone mower conditioner, and I could, given the temperatures, I could probably get it up in 2 days, surely 3 days. But the rule of thumb with Teff is, if it's you think it's dry, wait another day. So I may go 4 days. I got a 4 day window, and I mean it looks really thick in there. Let me get off the tractor, and it is thick, but I don't think it's like super heavy like an orchard grass, or a fescue or even Timothy. So I'm kind of hoping I can double up some windrows so I can get on and off this field. It's going to be, like I said, in the mid to upper 90s when I bale it up. So I like to get on and off the field as quick as I can, and get the wagons in the barn before another thunderstorm comes and rains on them. So uh, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We got our fingers crossed here that we're going to have a nice bumper crop of Teff grass hay, and maybe we can refill a bunch of kicker racks and then round bale whatever's left over. So talk to you later.